In the last few years, Afrobeats has been on a massive rise thanks to artists like Davido, Wizkid, and Burnaby, all artists who have successfully managed to cross over into not only a US market, but an international market as well. It is now one of the fastest growing genres of music in the world, and with the massive record labels fully invested in it, it would only get bigger. While the growth of the genre has been noticeable, something else that has been noticeable is that like hip-hop, rock, and R&B, the top artists are using satanic occult imagery in their shows and music videos. Now, the question that some are asking, has the Afrobeat industry been infiltrated? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome to the True Fish channel, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of the biggest Afrobeat artists who have taken the oath. This is a video that was heavily requested by many of you for a long time. I want to give a shout out to AK for helping me with some of the research on this episode. If you guys want to thank him, head over to our official Discord server and let him know your gratitude. Now, let's get right into it. In 2023, it was reported that Afrobeats was the fastest growing genre of music in the world. The massive artist Burnaby managed to set records when he became the first Afrobeat artist to fill up a stadium with over 60,000 fans. This was a defining moment for Afrobeats, as it was proving not only that it was big in Africa, but it was also big in other countries. Artists like Davido, Burnaby, and Wizkid have managed to land hit songs on US mainstream radio stations. This introduced the genre to a US market, which led to many of these artists having a thriving career here in the US as well. But just like everything else that happens to see mainstream success, there is usually a hidden hand orchestrating it all. In just about all mainstream genres of music, we can find occult references and imagery all throughout. It doesn't matter what genre of music it is, country music, hip-hop, R&B, rock, you name it. The Freemasons have invested in it and taken it over. This is no different when it comes to Afrobeats, and in today's episode, I will show a few examples of artists who have took the oath in order to cross over to that mainstream level. The first artist we're going to be talking about is Rema. Rema is a Nigerian Afrobeat artist who first saw a bit of success when he uploaded a video of himself to Instagram freestyling to Gucci Gang back in 2018. This freestyle would end up getting the attention of Afro-pop executive D Prince, who would fly Rema out to sign a record deal. Rema would end up signing a deal with Johnson/Marvin Records and get to work on his debut project, Rema. He would go on to drop his debut album not long after getting signed, with his breakout single Diambi getting him some success. The hype from the song managed to get the attention of Drake, who co-signed them back in 2020, even claiming they had a song together, which I couldn't seem to find. While the song sparked his career in Africa, it wasn't until he dropped his massive hit song Calm Down that he became an international star. Rema dropped Calm Down back in 2022, and it took his career to new heights. The song was all over social media, being used in videos like these. You couldn't escape this song in 2022 and even 2023, as every other video on social media featured it. This led to the song accumulating hundreds of millions of plays in a short span, making it one of the biggest songs of 2022. The song got so big that eventually Selena Gomez would reach out to Rema and get on a remix version that blew up even bigger. His original song got over 500 million plays, with the remix getting a further 800 million plays. This song made Rema one of the biggest Afrobeat artists in the world. He went from uploading a freestyle to Instagram to becoming one of the biggest Afrobeats artists out. Just like that, he got a shout out from Drake and managed to tour the world. Rema sure is one lucky man to get randomly discovered on Instagram by a music executive. His story sounds quite similar to the industry plant Ice Spice. Ice Spice was discovered and signed before she dropped her song Munch, which blew up on social media. Rema's career story reeks of an industry plant, and once we see the imagery he has been using, it only becomes more obvious he is a masonic puppet. On many occasions, like many other masonic puppets, we can find Rema doing the one-eye symbolism, showing he took the masonic oath. In this photo, we can see Rema covering one of his eyes. They also use the one-eye symbolism in this music video here, as they show the camera zoom into Rema's eye and show him in hell with flames all around him. On top of this obvious masonic imagery, there is this album cover that many called out as demonic. On the album cover, we can see an upside-down church burning with demons rising. Rema also went and got this image made into a chain that he proudly wears everywhere. He is literally walking around wearing a burning church on his neck as some sort of trophy. This chain actually got one of his performances banned in Ethiopia after those in the country felt that the chain was demonic, which obviously it is. A burning church is an obvious attack on what is looked at as a symbolic house of God. Essentially, Rema is wearing a chain that pictures the burning house of the Lord. On top of that, Rema also has been called out for his over-the-top sold-out satanic performance at the O2 Arena in London that took place last year in November. In front of a massive crowd, Rema was entering the stage on a fiery horse that is an obvious reference to the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Rema is riding a black horse, which represents famine. At one point in the performance, Rema is doing an open ritual where he can even be heard chanting. We see dancers start ritually chanting and circulating Rema as he sits on the burning black horse. Like many other stars, he was performing a ritual for his massive audience to be a part of. Many people called this out as satanic as the symbolism was over the top. It's obvious that Rema's a Masonic industry plant who they have put in place to push the Masonic agenda. Rema, like many other Masonic puppets, denies being an occultist as he was quoted saying, "As I evolve, my execution will evolve unapologetically. Please know your artist. It is why I do interviews, and that Illuminati talk is trash. I work too hard to create art for you guys to give the glory to some diabolical S. Dead it now. Jesus is king." In this post, Rema denies the rumors like all the rest of the puppets, but the imagery speaks for itself. He is saying all this while wearing a burning church as a chain. He wants us to believe he is a follower of Christ. Many of these puppets use Christ to deceive his followers, just like we saw with Kanye. They are all wolves in sheep's clothing, pretending to be with Christ while guiding his people away. None of this imagery goes with the teachings of Christ. This is all related to the occult. Rema is one of the artists that proves the Masonic order has hijacked the Afrobeat genre. The next artist we're going to be talking about is Asake. Asake is an artist from Nigeria who started seeing success back in 2022 with his single Mr. Money. The song got the attention of artist Alamide, who signed him to his record label. Not long after, Asake was topping charts and dropping massive hit songs. This would lead to Asake signing a deal with Empire Distribution. He, just like Rema, openly shows he took the Masonic oath. Photo after photo, we can see him showing his alliance. In this photo, we can see him placing one hand over his eye, doing the Masonic one-eye pose. In this photo, we can see him throwing up the 666 hand gesture. Also in this photo, he can be seen throwing up the Masonic horns hand gesture. He also has this Masonic hand gesture tattooed on his neck. In this photo, he also can be seen doing the Masonic Royal Arc pose. As you can see, he can be seen with one foot pointing forward, with the other foot pointing away. This is actually a secret Masonic pose used to secretly show their alliance to the Royal Arc Masonic sector. He also has some very interesting imagery in his music video for Bandana, as he can be seen in a church surrounded by black goats. Goats are obvious reference to Baphomet, the horned beast the music industry worships. He even performed with these black goats on stage, openly showing his praise to Baphomet. What's interesting is that right as his career was taking off in 2022, an incident happened at his London concert that led to 2 people passing. His show caused a stampede and led to a security guard and a fan being crushed. For some reason, this often seems to happen with artists who sold out, like we saw with Travis Scott, Diddy, and even Ariana Grande. It's obvious, Asake made the same deal many artists made to get on in the industry. He was even quoted saying on his social media accounts, "Mr. Money with the vibe to the devil says my name." He knows he's an agent of Lucifer. He sold his soul in order to have the world, just like the next artist we're going to be talking about, Wizkid. Wizkid is a Nigerian Afrobeat artist who is considered to be one of the leaders in the Afrobeat genre. He has been in the industry since 2011, considered a legend in the space. He dropped several songs that were successful in Africa, but it wasn't until he was featured on Drake's hit song One Dance that Wizkid saw international success. This Drake cosign put him on another level, but we know what a Drake cosign truly costs. It's obvious that Wizkid, like the rest mentioned in this video, is another Masonic puppet who took the oath. Just like the other artists mentioned, Wizkid can be seen showing his Masonic alliance with the one-eye symbolism. In this photo, he can be seen placing one hand over one of his eyes, like the rest of the puppets we have mentioned. While in this one, he can also be seen doing the Masonic pyramid gesture that refers to the Eye of Horus the Masons love so much. In this performance, Wizkid can be seen performing in front of a giant eye. We all know exactly what this refers to, the Masonic all-seeing eye symbolism. We can also find Masonic imagery from the top 2 Afrobeat artists, Davido and Burnaby, as both of them routinely use Masonic symbolism. who could be routinely seen doing the one-eye symbolism pose, strangely lost a child right as his career was on the rise. Many pointed to this as odd and thought it could be connected to his rise. While I didn't find any proof of this, and I'm not saying it's connected, I would say I wouldn't be surprised, as the music industry is an evil place, with sacrifices being a normal part of it. One thing is for sure, Davido, just like Burnaby, is just another Masonic puppet being used to push the agenda. Burnaby, just like Davido, can be seen doing the one-eye symbolism, showing his Masonic alliance as well. There is a reason why he is considered to be the biggest Afrobeat artist out, because he was chosen. In this photo, we can see Burnaby wearing black wings, which is an obvious reference to the fallen one Lucifer. Lucifer is a fallen angel, often depicted with black wings, just like Burnaby is depicted in this photo. It's not hard to see that the same satanic occult imagery being pushed in hip-hop and other popular genres of music is also being pushed through the Afrobeat industry as they enter the mainstream market. This is because the Masons always have their hands in everything that reaches the masses. These were only a few of the artists that sold out, but while I was researching, I found many more like this guy who literally has photos displaying his Masonic ring. If you guys want to see a part 2 exposing more Afrobeat artists, comment part 2 below. And also let me know of any other artists you think I should look into. Well, that's it for this video. But before you guys go, make sure to like, comment, and share this video so that it would be recommended to others. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.